Hey guys, it's Stangirl here with another video. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but we're finally back here with another amazing video. So today we're going to be talking about my new exhaust setup. Now I did write a couple of things down, so if you see me looking down constantly, it's because I'm trying to read and get all these details into the video. Alright guys, so initially before I got the X-Pipe, I was like really debating on it whether to get it or not, because I was all like, it's gonna be way too loud, way too over the top, way too extreme. But to my surprise, it is not like that. It is not way too loud, it's not way too extreme, it's just the perfect volume. It still sounds stock, you know, driving in the city. The only time where it gets really loud, it's if you floor it. If you floor it, it really screams and gets up there. But I don't know, I kind of feel like for a guy, like, this still wouldn't be loud enough. I feel like they would want it like way louder, because it's loud, but it's not like loud 24/7, you know. It's only loud if you really get on it. It really screams. But I feel like a guy would want something louder, probably like a Corsa Sport or Corsa Extreme, something like that. This exhaust setup kind of reminds me of a Corsa Sport, but like a mini version, if that makes sense. Kind of like a mini version of the Corsa Sport. I like it a lot because like it purrs a lot, and I love that, because that, to me, that's like a ton of character. Alright guys, so let's talk about the drone. Does this drone, it does drone on a scale of 1 to 10. How much does it drone? I would say a 1 or a 2. It is extremely minimal, but like it's still like enjoyable. If I have you know, passengers in here, I'm not gonna get any complaints whatsoever about the noise or anything, because it's not too loud. Like, the drone is very minimal. It's not gonna get on your nerves. It's not gonna give you headaches. It's not gonna drive you insane. Nothing like that. Let me tell you something. 2 or 3 years ago, I believe I did a muffler delete on this car with the stock resonator, but I didn't make a YouTube video on that, because to me, like, it was just a waste of time, because I did not like how it sounded. The muffler delete basically just added a ton of drone to my car. It didn't even add character or anything. Yes, it made it deeper and louder, and it added a ton of more drone to it. I did not like that. That's all it did. It added drone, and it was deeper and louder, but all it did was add drone, and I hated it. It was driving me crazy, so I immediately went back the next day and I changed everything back to stock, because I could not live with that. Did not like that muffler delete at all. The reason why I went with an X-Pipe and not the H-Pipe is because, again, drone. I didn't want to have any drone issues. I know an H-Pipe like adds a more deeper tone, and I didn't want to, you know, deal with the hassle of having drone in my car all the time, and that's why I went with the X-Pipe. But not only because of that, I went with the X-Pipe as well because it adds a tiny bit of more horsepower. I do realize it in the throttle response, just a tiny bit. Not a huge difference, but I do realize that the throttle response is a little bit more responsive now than before, and I do love that. I absolutely love that. I feel like it has like a tiny, my car has like a tiny bit like of a boost when it comes to speed now. Like a tiny bit, not a huge difference. I don't know if I mentioned, but the X-Pipe that I went with is the SR Performance X-Pipe. I was debating on getting the SR Performance X-Pipe or the Roush X-Pipe. Now, the reason I went with the SR Performance is because it was cheaper, and I'm really picky, so I went with the cheaper one, because if I didn't like the sound, I was going to change it back immediately. So I didn't want to take, you know, a whole bunch of I didn't want to lose that much money if I didn't like it, you know. I didn't want to take that loss, so I was all like, well, might as well get the cheap one, you know. So I got the cheap one, and to my surprise, I loved it. I love how this exhaust sounds, and I've really been enjoying it a lot. A lot of people hate when you know, when people get an X pipe on their Mustang. A lot of people hate that because, you know, they say things like, oh, you're just messing up your core, it's not going to sound like a 5.0 anymore, it's just going to sound all tinny and raspy. But I totally disagree with that. My car is deeper than before, it's louder than before, it only gets a tiny bit raspy when I floor it, which that to me, I love. To me, that's character. I love that. But it definitely still sounds like a 5.0. It definitely still sounds aggressive and super deep, and people can hear me from far away if I'm like flooring it and getting on it. Let's go ahead and talk about the cabin noise. The cabin noise is fine. Like like I said, it sounds stock in here. Like driving the car normal, it sounds completely stock. The only time where it doesn't sound stock is like if you're really like flooring it a lot, then you know that you're not driving a car that's stock, you know. But yeah, I haven't had any complaints of the cabin noise at all. It's actually very quiet and very livable, and I enjoy it a lot. One of the new changes that I do like a lot is that the car idles louder than before, you know. Like when the car is just sitting there, it's on, like you can hear it idling louder. You know, you can hear it go like it does that louder than before, and I love that because that to me is just pure character. And I can hear it in here too. Like I can hear like the I can hear it in here. It's louder in here than before. It idles louder, and I really like that because, you know, you can hear that amazing sweet exhaust sound. You know, it's just amazing. The cold starts. Now the cold starts are definitely louder than before. I wouldn't say they're extreme or over the top. They're just, you know, it just has a tiny bit more volume than before. But yeah, I have scared a couple of people with cold starts because it can catch you for a surprise, definitely. Yeah, so I think, guys, that I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover in this video. I talked about everything. So I guess I would say that I love this exhaust. I love this exhaust setup. Would I recommend it to someone who wants to add some volume to their car? Yes, I would. I would recommend it if you're looking for something that, you know, still sounds stock, but it gets loud when you floor it. Then yes, I would recommend it to someone who's looking for something like that. But if someone wants like extreme loud, this is not it. This is not extreme loud. If you want extreme loud, then I recommend going with like Corsa Sport, Corsa Extreme, Borla S type, you know, exhaust setups like those. Those are gonna be loud 24/7. This is not loud 24/7. This is loud if you floor it, okay? So I personally love the exhaust how it is right now. I think it's gonna stay like this for a while because I'm really enjoying it. And I have no issues with it whatsoever, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.